Hey, true believers. Chris Mack coming at you with the Joker, number 4. Now we're 4 issues in, and the story in the book is still going strong in my personal opinion. Yes, this one kind of felt a little slow in parts, but it was more of a character study or character development, in my personal opinion, when it comes to Gordon. So let's go ahead and jump into it, and I'll talk about what I mean. But first, we'll talk about who made the book, which, of course, they have to put the credits way at the back. So, this is James Tinney, the 4th writer, Golio March artist, Arif Pratano doing colors, Tom Napolitano doing lettering, Golio March and Arif Pratano doing the cover, and there's everyone else working on the book. I hate when they put it in the back like that. It chaps my ass. But anyway, that aside, let me get the cover where it isn't going to flop. And here we actually kind of follow this female, Bane. And I like how, even though she's silent, she knows how to command her army. And I'll tell you, she does not take shit. But we get this voiceover. And I hate to say it, but this hit home. In your adult life, you don't really stop long enough to think about why you do the things you do. You're not often afforded the time. You lie to yourself and say you're doing something out of principle and not out of habit. You tell yourself that you keep doing it just the same, even if you had time to pause long enough to consider. You get very good at lying to yourself. And then it says, I've always been a better liar than I wanted to be. And it's true. I mean, think about all the stuff that people justify why they do the things they do, even though it may not be the best option for you. So this narration, as you find, is Jim Gordon, and he talks about all the things that have been coming into his life, kind of going all the way back to year 1, going through the Killing Joke, talking about Barbara being shot, his wife leaving him and taking her son, and there's a part where okay, let's start here. It was okay to lie to my wife, to pretend I would be there for her, because I knew I was saving lives, bringing my righteous zeal to the justice system. And even when she left and took my son back to Chicago, I still looked at myself in the mirror and told myself that I was a good man. And then when he saw after Barbara got shot by the Joker, he goes, all while my daughter recovered in a hospital and my son was struggling with his own demons, states away without me. I looked at myself in the mirror and didn't see a good man looking back at me. I saw a tired, broken old fool who had pushed everyone who loved him away for his entire life. And while Gordon is talking, I just love the juxtaposition of the underworld here that Gordon has found himself wrapped up in, and how this Bane, she wants to go after the Joker, and how she's using every means necessary to get up to the platform where we left Joker last issue. And the thing has been 3 issues, she's not said anything, and the first words out of her mouth is Joker, and she jumps. And I like how Gordon's just like, one shot. Gordon, Batman wouldn't know that it was me. But of course, things don't go that way. And there's a moment here where these twins want to take out the Joker. She wants to take out the Joker. And so there's this big struggle for power on who's going to be getting the Joker. They're saying we need to bring him back to our pappy. And she goes, he's coming back to Santa Prisca to be executed. Now, skipping past the ad, which we will talk about in a moment. Of course, the Joker always has a way out. And I just love how all the Joker gas, the way it falls from the sky, just a very nice cacophony of different colors, and the madness, and then the onomatopoeia of the laughing. Just very great paneling, in my personal opinion. Now, while that's happening, the B plot is with Barbara trying to hunt down who the Cressida is, which is the one that acquisitioned Gordon to go assassinate the Joker. And it has something to do with one of the Court of Owls, which we will talk about another time. But this part, oh, this is horrific. Warmed up metal. ow, 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 ow. And I like how the art messes with you because it makes you think it's one person when it's not, but oh my God, that's just painful to watch. I mean, just look at that. Ah, yeah. Ugh. The imagery is hard to look at, but beautiful because Golia March and his art team do a great job adding that type of emotional, like, ugh, to make you just cringe up a little bit. The dialogue between Joker and Gordon, it's intense. It kind of shows a different side of Jim Gordon that we were not expecting, but it kind of, in terms of all the things that have happened to him, it makes sense. And that's what I mean by character development or character study, is we really focus on what's happening to him and why he finally decided to take this job instead of kind of upholding the law. Now we go into the second backstory, which is the Punchline stuff. This is writers Sam Johns and James Tooney IV. Artist is Mariko Adolfo. Colors is Ramilo Fajardo Jr. Letters is Ariana Maher. Again, I don't want to give away everything that happens here because this backup story, when they focus on the Punchline parts, like the Bluebird and Leslie Tompkins stuff, is absolutely boring. The artwork for me, relatively flat. Like, there's nothing super wrong with it, but it just, after the treat that we got in the main story, it just looks so flat. And just dull, one-dimensional. Now, the reason I was talking about the ad for a second, I just keep that in mind. Because think about this. This used to be one of Punchline's gang members when she was outside of prison, but they're both in Blackgate now. And one thing that I'm enjoying about Punchline is how she's able to manipulate people to work for her. Like, I like that we got this big explosion of her through the Joker War, and now there's these subtle boiling points happening with her. But with that said, I wish the artwork was better. Now let me go back, find the ad, and we'll discuss what I'm talking about. Now think of all the grittiness that Punchline brings to the comic. Sorry, I'm still flipping trying to find this damn ad. It's because it knows I want to. Okay, here. This is Tynion's other work that he's working on right now, which is the Nice House on the Lake, which I really think I'm going to read. It's a Black Label book. But look at it. It looks like something you'd see from like an 80s horror film. Very nicely done with, I think this is pastels. Very noirish. Now you're thinking, why the hell am I talking about an ad? Am I trying to promote a book? No. The reason I'm talking about it is keep these gritty styles in mind. Now think, if they would have applied that to the Punchline story, just think about how much, we get this gorgeous artwork here with the main Joker story. Now just think, if they would have applied that gritty artwork from the house on the lake, the Nice House on the Lake, to this, just think about how awesome and more resonant some of these scenes would have been instead of this more flat artwork. Again, I'm not saying it's bad, but I do feel like the grittiness should have continued. This whole book should feel ugly in an aesthetic feeling. I mean, the artwork's not ugly. They're doing a great job, but what I mean is it should feel ugly. It should feel like you feel nasty after reading it. I feel like main story and backstory, that's how you should be feeling. Because Punchline's not a nice girl, but you enjoy her character, and you should feel bad about that. So you should be feeling a little gritty inside, thinking what she's gonna do. And that's what I like about villains to a degree, is when you actually start to not necessarily always empathize with them, but you're just kind of like, wow, I hope that she beats the other prisoner, and you're just thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I'm chanting for the lesser of two evils. But then again, I guess that's a metaphor for life. So with that said, guys, Joker number 4, it's not one of those big major events or super hardcore variants, whatever. It was an entertaining read. I had fun with it. What do you guys think? If you've enjoyed this, please first and foremost support your local comic shop and pick it up. If you've enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate if you take a moment to hit like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you can possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little Punchline bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys get notified. Come to the channel, and we love hearing your thoughts and talking with you all down in the comments below or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, I hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.